Hi, Jeroen. Jeroen! Every time I say your name, I want to say it like I want to say it like that. Every time I see you come by and the things you share, and just whenever I meet you, I just want to go, Jeroen! That's just the vibe that I feel from you. You're very, very, how can I say it? When I think of you, I think of color and expression and diversity. You're very multi-sided, very multi-sided person. I have the idea that I only know a tiny little bit of the different expressions of Jeroen. So I'm very excited about having this talk with you today. Thank you for taking the time to do this with me.
I'm very excited too.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. So my what should I call it? Journey with the people that I'm talking with is just to discover what it is that lights your inner fire. You know, what is pushing you forward in life to do the things that you're doing, you know, in whatever expression that has. And so one of the questions that I wanted to ask you was, if you look back, like onto the timeline of your life, from as far as you can remember, you know, what has your heart always guided you to do? You know, is there an essence in the things that your heart has guided you to do, and what's that about?
Well, I was always curious about the cosmos, about how life really is as a child. And as a child, I started with with a hobby astronomy. So I had a telescope, and I read a lot about the stars and that kind of things. And I was also always interested in what is behind something. Why do the stars shining? And why do people have some experiences? So when I get something older, about 14 years old, I was very interested in paranormal things. And I listened every week to a Dutch radio show called The Black Hole. And there were lots of interesting people as guests.
Yeah.
And I always was interested in their stories. And at the same time, I felt a little bit lonely. I felt lonely in my own space, in my environment. I had a feeling I was not. People could not understand me. What kind of world I am in. So at the same time, I was interested in the things you can not directly explain, but at the same time, I was also looking for for people who I can connect with.
Yeah.
So, and everything I now do has something to do with, okay, there's something behind and I don't know why, and I want to experience that. But I also want to connect people. And because that is a very great wish for me, to connect with people. And a long time I organized things, but at the same time, I didn't connect with what I was organizing. I didn't connect with the people I was organizing for. So the people, they were there, they connected with each other, but I was always the outside player. And now it's something in that case is something now changing.
Cool.
Yeah.
So in what way it's changing nowadays? Because your heart guides you to do things that bring people together, that connect people. As you said, it's a desire of yourself, you know, to feel connected, to maybe be a part of a bigger, bigger picture. So are you more involved now? What did you do differently, you know, to feel more connected yourself?
Well, what I do differently is the things I organize. I let them organically
unfold or whatever.
Yeah, unfold. Exactly. So not everything is timed, and not everything is over regularized. So it's now more informal. So and that's what I do with so for example the Olala Festival.
Yes.
Olala Festival is a creative spiritual festival with no boundaries and a lot of outside of the box
No
people.
boundaries. What can we do there?
No boundaries. No boundaries.
Oh my goodness. I have to be there, I think.
Oh, and I like to when something happens, for example, in the spiritual community, I see sometimes people are very dancing in some kind of stuff, and I want to put them out again. So okay, let's see the overview. What's really important? You can know a lot of details about some subjects. You can be so paranormal as a whale. but if you don't have the social tools, nothing works. So we are spiritual beings, but we are also earthly beings. We are also part of the earth. So that's what I want to do with the festival, is to let people look up the other way what they are doing. So I have a hate-loving relationship with spirituality and with workshops and other kind of things.
Yeah.
But it's also the main drive to organize that festival, so people, all things can go together, and we have spiritual workshops, but there's also theatrical workshops. There's also fake spiritual workshops.
Do you call them that? Do you tell people?
No.
Beforehand?
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah, they have to experience themselves. Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. This one was fake.
Well, I think I'm a little bit heyoka. I think in that kind of that way, a kind of heyoka, kind of joker.
Yeah. You do have humor. I know that you use humor, but not only humor, just your creative expression, to lighten things up. I mean, whenever I see your things come by on Facebook, I always laugh out loud. So that is, you can check that off your list. That is also mission complete. But I also, just to go back on what you said just now of how you allow things to unfold organically, that has helped you to connect more. And I think that really makes sense, because when we are in that space of wanting to time and control everything, it's like you kind of separate yourself from the actual field or whatever, you're like on the outside looking in. So I'm just thinking what you're saying also reminds me of how we can do that with life also, to be more connected to myself, to others, to life. That also helps, to be in that trust of allowing things to unfold organically, instead of trying to control every single freaking minute,
Yeah, I think that's the great problem, the control freaking of our how are we doing. And so I'm so when we want to control also our social things, then everything is forced and fake, and therefore fake. And if it isn't forced, you can, well, it is definitely normal that you say during a very interesting story, is something people are saying, I have to go to the toilet. I have to go. But we are normally, when someone is telling you a story, you don't dare to ask, oh yes, but I really have to go to the toilet. So you don't dare to ask that, because you want to not disappoint the other person. But if we all let it go, and we all let see our faces, what we are really feeling, so it's no problem. I also say to the clients I work with, the people with psychiatric problems, I said, it doesn't matter what you feel. Everything what you feel is okay. Don't be ashamed of it.
That's
be
true.
real.
Shame shame and fear of how we come across, or being a nuisance, you know, being standing in someone's way, or people, they're like the example you just used now, you know, of like actually needing to go to the toilet, and maybe even
if I go to I have to go, and then I go. Eh?
Yeah, but I mean, it happens, you know, with people, and whether it's that example or other examples where we're feeling really either in pain or in discomfort or whatever, and forcing ourselves to to behave in a certain way because we have these kind of morals or beliefs, you know, of how we should be behaving. And the funny thing is, well, this is my perception, all of that stuff happens in our own head, you know.
Yeah.
We make it up ourselves that we need to be that way, thinking that it is expected of us, whereas I'm sure 9 out of 10 times, if anyone else in the room, or the person, maybe the teacher or giving a lecture, whatever it is, if they knew like how we're really feeling, they'd be like, of course you can go, you know, just why are you waiting so long? It's interesting to me how much we imprison ourselves with our own beliefs and stuff, which is why this is reminding me of one of the thoughts that I had, you know, with this, the lockdown story. I was like, well, you know, people are suffering a lot from the lockdown in the outer world. But even before all that, we were locking ourselves down in many ways.
Yes. But I think the COVID lockdowns maybe could let us more see how we lock down ourselves.
Well, I think definitely so. If we would only also look at that part too, I think we discover a lot. Yeah. So what do you think? In how many ways, if you look at yourself, for example, because that's the closest example is ourselves, you know. So how in the past can you say that you've locked yourself down in a way, even before we used the word lockdown? Like, in what ways did you imprison yourself?
I imprisoned myself, I think, when I see it now, because I still do that, but I think whole my life. Since I was young, I was very, how do you say, I was verlegen in it,
shy.
Dutch.
Shy.
I was very shy. I was a very shy child and boy and adolescent. I was very shy when I was in the 20s. So I had to come up over a lot of things
to overcome that.
Overcome that, yes. And what for me, of course, really helped was, okay, people don't listening to me. Well, then I go making radio programs. Do they have to?
That's so funny.
But at this way,
I'll be a DJ. Then people have to.
Yeah, maybe a DJ.
Music.
Exact. And but in a normal way, in when people sitting on a table together, I'm a little bit if I don't know them very well, I am a little shy still. But I lock myself down also in relationships. I had a lot of relationships, and I have to learn very often that I really I imprisoned myself in this relationship because I behave. I thought I have to behave like so that the other partner. I thought that the other partner wanted that way. That way.
Yeah, I understand. So you're kind of filling in like what the person expects of you.
Yes.
Or how you think they want you to be, and like trying to change and adapt yourself to be the way you think they want.
Exactly. And maybe it has something to do with my astrology sign. I'm a Pisces. So that's kind of normal, I think, for Pisces. But
I don't know. I know a Pisces, and he doesn't have that. No,
it doesn't have that. No. I'm learning. So it's. But that is I think in relationships I imprisoned a lot of times. And I had a lot of relationships there, and when it went over, I really lost myself. So when the relationships were over, and a few were very heavy for me to overcome them. So when now when I look now back, I see, yeah, of course, I understand why you stopped that relation, why you said, I don't want it anymore, because you lost me. I lost myself, and you lost me, because I was changed in that relationships.
Interesting, because it's on you were the person that person fell in love with, right? Was the you were, and then you change yourself thinking that that's what someone else wants you to be, and in the end they say, hey, you lost yourself. you're not the you that I was attracted to, and then lose them too. That's really interesting.
Yeah And I hope I know a little older that I learned from my mistakes.
Good. Not everyone does, so well done. Learn from our experiences for sure. And it's beautiful to hear you describe yourself. You still have that shy side, and then the other side, you're like, you do so many things, like with your events, and like you said, you work with people that have psychiatric disorders or whatever, right? So the DJing, the ecstatic dancing. So even though you have that shy side, it feels so powerful to me that you still that drive, so this is what I mean. There's this driving force within you that is still pushing you forward to do to do certain things. And there's just another question that I have is, like you said, you have like a love-hate relationship, right, with the events that you do and everything. But what is it that you experience, that you see amongst the people that take part in the events that you do, that makes you keep doing it?
What I think, they are coming home. They're coming home, and when I say that, I get my goosebumps.
Me too. Really, I just like got away. With me.
Really, because I am emotional about it, but that's what I see, and I of course that happened on the place where I lived for 7 years on Landgoed Algoed. I quit there a few months of a year ago. But also in the events, and also with the ecstatic dance, and because when I am experienced as a shy boy, I know that ecstatic dance is also a very great place to, because you don't have to talk. So for shy people, that's great, because you can go, don't have to tell stories about nothing or something like that, and you can start. And that's why I think also ecstatic dance is for me also a big thing, because I see how shy people totally come alive.
Yes.
During the dance.
Yeah, I can feel it.
And then and they go away, and I see them the next week or the next time again, and they don't say anything, but they come and they go. But if they dance, they are totally, and I think they are totally themselves. So
that's beautiful.
That's thing what I think great. People are coming home, and I'm very proud, very glad I see people coming home. And it's also with that those clients, they're also coming home at our place, because they don't have to do anything. They just be there, and we do something together. We cooking, we singing, we also dancing, also ecstatic dancing. And also some people of those clients are also coming now to ecstatic dance. So and I want to get all those people together, and if you are together, and you can come together at home, that is my great mission. I hope that this world is coming home.
Yes, wow.
And I mean it really. This echt really.
I feel it.
And that's the force in me. What stays. I want to get the people home.
Yeah.
Come home again.
And home within themselves, so that they can.
In themselves.
Yeah, so that they can freely, because that's what I was feeling like when you were describing that, like how a shy person completely, you can see like, wow, all the all the walls and, you know, the boundaries, the limitations, you know, like break free, and you can see this person is enjoying the freedom of being who he or she really is. So I'm hearing you say that your passion is about connecting people together and creating a space where people can come home. Come home within themselves, and that seeing that, because that is part of what your desire is, feeling the connection, right? And feeling like I am home, not I am home, but I am home. Yes, I am home. Yeah, that's beautiful. And it's beautiful that your desire manifests into something that you so beautifully facilitate for others. So would you say that is your wish? If you could send a wish out to the world, is it what you just said, that you wish that everyone would have the opportunity to experience what it's like to come home to themselves?
Yeah. I wish that everyone comes home. And I think and that maybe is the idealistic person in me, but if everyone is coming home, you don't have to argue about things that other people do, because when everybody is home, everybody is with themselves.
Yes.
Then we stand also by ourselves.
Yes.
And if we then connect,
yes,
then it's more in balance. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, you seem to have found the key to harmony on earth. So I suggest that we all just go ecstatic dancing.
I think dancing is, or you call it ecstatic dance, but I think dancing with each other and using your body as a language, and not only the mind talks.
Especially that is having the mind, not being in conversation, not like the dancing in a club, you know, where we're like talking and everything, but that connected dancing.
Really that connected dancing and with each other, and also not in spiritual theories or something like that, because also people who don't do anything about spirituality, but when they are dancing, they are also opening. Absolutely. So it's really I think dancing, of course music also, is very connecting.
Yes, I agree.
And we need that very a lot.
I agree. Yeah. Whenever I have music on, it always lifts my spirit, always. Yeah. It's very healing. Yes. Heal the world by dancing. Heal ourselves. Just dance.
Heal the world, just make it a better place.
Bring it on, Jeroen. Jeroen, thank you so much for sharing your heart with me and with everybody. And not only everyone who listens or watches this video, whether they watch some minutes or till the end, know that by you sharing this, you know, just in energy, you have sent your message out, you know, without a doubt. And I think it's a very beautiful wish, a sincere wish. That we may all come home.
Yeah, let's come home.
And so it is. Thank you, Jeroen, and sending you love, and have a beautiful evening.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do the same.
Bye.
Bye-bye.